I'm gonna give you the 4 key elements that it takes to become an elite athlete, and we're gonna start right now. What's up, everybody? It's Dave Miller from GarageStrength.com, and if this is your first time to the channel and you're interested in becoming an athletic freak, you want to get stronger, you want to be more coordinated, you want to be more explosive, make sure you like, you subscribe, and you ring that notification bell so we can help you become a champion. So over the last decade here at Garage Strength, we've had NCAA All-Americans in 9 different sports. We've had national champions in field hockey. We've had national champions in throwing. And we've had elite world-class level athletes in freestyle wrestling, Olympic weightlifting, and track and field. And a lot of parents who bring their athletes to us oftentimes will ask, Dane, what do I need to do to get my child to be a little bit more athletic? What are the key factors behind developing athleticism? And this is something that comes into everybody's mind, especially parents who want to live vicariously through their kids, but also who want the best for their child to develop over time. So we're going to give you those 4 key elements that every single athlete needs to develop their athleticism. That 4th ranked element is strength, okay? But it's not as simple as absolute strength. It's not as simple as whatever the kid is gonna be back squatting, or whatever the kid's gonna be front squatting, or whatever that child's gonna be bench pressing, or however many pull-ups it is that they can accomplish. What it comes down to is the transferability of that strength. So how well do they transfer that strength to their respective sports? And so if we have athletes like Nick Gwiazdowski, who's a 2-time world bronze medalist, he has tremendous mat strength. So when he's on the mat, he can apply his strength tremendously well. So if we improve his weight room numbers, we know that he knows how to apply that strength over onto the mat. And that's one of the big factors here. I mentioned pull-ups. Think about if we have swimmers. If we have swimmers that can do 10 to 15 pull-ups, they're likely going to be better swimmers because they're transferring the strength that is needed for that specific sport. Same thing if we're dealing with distance runners. Same thing if we're dealing with shot putters. If we've got a shot putter who has a tremendous bench press and they're explosive, it's very, very likely they're going to be very good at shot putting because the bench press correlates very well to that respective sport. So it's important not only to increase strength, but to understand what strength is needed to transfer to that athletic realm. That 3rd key to the elements of athleticism is having a special fiber type for those specific sports. So what this means is that if we have an individual who tends to be a little bit more slow twitch dominant, they probably shouldn't be gymnasts. They probably shouldn't be shot putters. They probably shouldn't be Olympic weightlifters. But if they're more slow twitch dominant, that means they might develop into world-class distance runners, especially in the marathon. So we've got to keep that in perspective. If we've got another individual who's super, super twitchy, very, very fast twitch, they would never want to become an 800-meter runner or a 1,500-meter runner or a marathoner because they wouldn't have the capability to transfer that over to that distance running event. So we need to understand what specific fiber types are needed for each specific sport, guide that individual down the road for the specific sport that is relevant to their specific fiber type. That 2nd key element behind developing into an ultimate athlete is having cognitive capability that's progressive. And so what does that mean? That means that the athlete is able to be coached. They're able to take criticism, but they're also able to see that meta movement of athletics. They're able to see and comprehend where they need to improve upon. They need to see and comprehend that criticism is not a negative, but it's actually a tremendous positive behind their overall development. And they can take that criticism and then apply it directly to their sport, whatever that might be. Sports are very, very technical. So for a young individual to develop over time, it takes thousands and thousands and thousands of hard-earned reps. And those hard-earned reps are oftentimes directed by coaches that are much more advanced in the sport. So it's important to have that coachability capability. It's also important to just have that cognitive awareness and that they understand what the big picture behind that athletic realm actually is. That number one aspect behind becoming an elite athlete is understanding rapid coordination. So we've got to coordinate as rapidly as possible if we want to be the best athlete on the field. If we're an offensive lineman, if I can coordinate faster than my defensive opponent, I'm going to be the one who can dominate the trenches. If I'm a shot putter and I can coordinate my muscles as quickly as possible in an effective way, I'm going to throw the furthest. If I'm a wrestler and I can coordinate rapidly to defend my opponent faster than he can take an offensive attack, I'm going to win the scramble. And that's ultimately what all of sports comes down to. It comes down to coordinating as fast as possible. So we've got to use methods, we've got to use training protocols to improve rapid coordination, and we've got to be able to carry that over to our field, and that is what's going to dominate the athletic realm. So make sure that you focus on your strength, you focus on that fiber typing, you understand that coaching capability, and ultimately you learn how to recruit and coordinate as rapidly as possible. If you want more information about developing an athlete, you can head over to garagestrength.com and you can pick up our Olympic weightlifting and sports performance book, completely devoted to developing elite level athletes. If you want more information about athlete training, you can click on this card right here. Until next time, guys, peace.